Top 10, Grant. Top 10 most
All right.
iconic soundtracks from games of all time.
All right.
All right, so let's pull this up. All right, yeah, most iconic video game soundtracks of all time. Your personal list. So you go ahead and start with your number 10.
Leading off. I'm the Kenny Lofton of this podcast, so let me lead off.
Just go ahead. Go ahead.
My number 10, I have no honorable mentions, but my number 10 is Donkey Kong Country.
All right. It's a pretty good one.
It's a good one. So when this game came out, it was at the time this was like the best graphics that Super Nintendo had, like graphics wise.
It was really good graphics.
No, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Like these graphics still hold up. You know what I mean? Compared to some other games.
Yeah.
You know, I remember there was the aquarium theme or whatever. It was like one of the most famous ones on there. The aqua theme or whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called. But no, that's my number 10.
Your number 10. Pretty good.
Number 10.
All right, Grant. My number 10. My top 7, I would say, are very mixed.
Like you say that every top 10.
I know, but I mean they are. Like I cannot choose one as like to me my 10 is not my worst.
Then it's not. Then stand on business.
Go no.
Stand on it.
This is how I think, dude. Because my top 10 is fantastic. Right?
Oh god,
it's gonna put your top 10 to shame.
No, whatever. Disqualified because you can't make up your mind.
So I'm gonna go with my number 10 is Nier Automata.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yep. This is Keiichi Okabe's work.
Whoa.
And
Whoa.
Okabe boy.
Whoa.
But anyway, Nier Automata was very emotional, like emotional depth music, But it was so good, dude. Nier Automata is so good.
I like how you said that in perfect Japanese. Like you sound like you've been there for a long time.
Okabe? Yeah. I mean, I was there for 6 years, dude.
I know that.
All right. So, but yeah, action-packed gameplay, music just went with good with anything. Nier Automata, fantastic score. All right, Grant, you're number 9.
Number 9, Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2.
Yes.
All right, let me pull up Nier Automata real quick. And then Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 was that classic 90s.
So the thing about Street Fighter 2 is you can hear more so on the arcade than the consoles. Because you remember the theme whenever they were fighting outside. You remember the two guys fighting outside or whatever. Yeah. But you can hear the dun 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 dun. You know what I'm saying? Like you can hear that, and you can hear
this cover. Did you have this case for your Street
Fighter?
Fighter?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Me too.
Which I was like, man, that's cool. But but you can like hear everybody's stage music. Like to this day, I can hear E Honda's where they're in the bath or whatever, the sumo bathtub or whatever it is. I can hear
Well, I remember the music would pick up.
Yeah.
Like towards the end, when the timer starts going down.
Yeah, it starts going faster.
The music would pick up.
There's so many, man. You can hear Dalsum's theme.
Yeah.
Chun-Li. Yeah. Oh yeah, because it was like real grunt, like clinky, like real Russian.
All right, Grant.
Mm-hmm.
My number 9 is Skyrim.
Okay.
This music was fantastic because Jeremy Souls is atmospheric and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The Dragonborn song was, of course, great, but there was another one called Svengard or something like that, or Sovereign Guard or something like that. You didn't hear it until towards the end of the game when you go to, Valhalla to fight. But you hear it and it's so good, dude. But yeah, the music, all the atmospheric music through this game was awesome. Skyrim, my number, what was it, 9, right? Yeah, 9. All right, you're number 8, Grant.
Number 8, Final Fantasy VI.
Final Fantasy VI.
From the beginning of
pull these images up.
God,
when I'm talking, there's Skyrim.
Nobody cares.
There's Skyrim, Grant.
Move on. We've already moved on.
What did you say? I
said move. Come on, move on.
Final Fantasy VI.
Move Final Fantasy VI.
I don't have Final Fantasy VI in here.
Okay, well we'll just act like it's there.
I'm just playing. I got it.
There we go. Final Fantasy VI. From the beginning of this game to the end of this game, had some of the greatest music. My favorite theme is Realm's theme, the Velt from Gau.
How about
Obviously,
Ketchy's final music?
yeah, his final music. I'm trying to think. My favorite is probably what is his name? I can't think of his Setzer,
Yeah, that's
his
good.
theme. And but man, it's just like they had really good music for every emotion during the game
Yeah,
from the beginning to the end. Great game, great music.
fantastic game.
Oh yeah.
All right, Grant. My number 8, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Mm.
Another Koji Kondo masterpiece. Do you know who that is? I mean, he did a lot of the Zeldas. He's very famous.
Dude,
But yeah,
I speak fluent Japanese.
no, you
You
don't.
know I know who that is. You
You don't
know I
know
know.
who that is. You know who that is.
Look at my face. You can tell I know who that is. Look at it.
But Kondo, masterpiece. He was I mean, that game was. I mean, first off, the game's one of the best games ever made, right?
Yeah, it
At
is.
least
Yeah.
one of them, right?
Shadow says Final Fantasy VI has an epic soundtrack. It does.
Yes, it does. But this was one of the best games ever made, and had one of the greatest scores ever made in the
Yeah.
game.
It got really
So
good.
iconic.
Yeah, it got better once you got the ocarina. The Song of Time is probably the most iconic song from there.
Yeah, it is. All
Hmm.
right, Grant. Your number, what is it, 7?
7. I'm gonna let you
Yeah,
catch up though. Are you good, buddy?
yeah. I
You
got it
good?
up right
Okay.
here.
My number 7
Ocarina
is
of
the
Time,
original Legend of Zelda.
the NES version.
Yes.
Okay.
Um. I mean, it's the song that started the whole Zelda franchise off from the very soon as the game opens.
Yeah, man, that classic 8-bit.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah,
and the whenever time you go to a level, the themes from that and stuff like that. But level 9, that was tight. You know what I mean? When they changed it up
yeah.
and
Did
great
you ever
music,
beat this when you were a kid?
of course.
You did.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. What do
Yeah,
you
I
think?
beat it.
What do you think? I'm a loser?
You want me to answer that?
No,
Do
I
you?
do not. No, don't hurt
All
my
right.
feelings.
All right, Grant.
Yes,
My what number are we on? 7, 6, 7,
we're on 7. Keep up, huh?
7.
Aren't you the leader of this segment? Keep up.
Am I?
Be
Am I the
professional.
leader?
Be professional. Not in
All
real
right.
life.
My number 7, Grant, is Doom 2016.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say like Doom, like the knockoff Metallica, because that would have been a good.
Doom.
That'd have been a good choice too. The old Dooms from the knockoff
Yeah,
Metallica
but
music.
dude, 2000 the new Dooms are so good.
Yeah, no, it's good. You're
When
right.
you as soon as you start hitting it, and you those portals start opening up, all those demons, and that metal music starts
Mm-hmm.
hitting, dude. Doom is like perfect.
That's good.
Even
Makes yeah,
Internal, I'd say Internal also. I think both of them
it
put
fits.
together.
It fits that game perfectly.
Yeah. So Doom and Doom Internal are my number 7. Let me pull up an image real quick. There we go. Man, I love Doom, dude. Everything goes so hard with these games, man.
Yeah,
They're awesome. I can't wait till was it Dark Ages comes out?
that's gonna be good. It's gonna be different too.
I think it's called Dark Age, right? Yeah. Those are gonna be really good. All right, Grant. You're number 6.
Number 6, Halo.
Halo. Yeah, that's an easy one.
The intro music. I mean, the start screen is probably the most talked
Yeah.
about thing. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody tries
But
to do it.
something's important's happening when that da 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 da,
Yeah,
that beat starts going. Yeah. I
I was
love
doing.
some Halo, dude.
I mean, I was doing it for you earlier, and you're like, "My God, I feel like I'm in the game. I feel like I'm playing."
No, the first one you were doing earlier wasn't anything. It wasn't anything part of the game.
Sounded just like the game.
No, it did not.
You thought
I
I
don't
was
know
playing
what
it.
you were saying earlier.
You thought I was
Or
playing. You're like,
singing
"Is that?"
earlier.
You're like,
Or you're
"My
humming
God."
something, but it was not Halo.
You're like, I heard you. You commented on me.
It
You're like,
was
"Man,
nothing. It was not Halo, dude.
you sound like you said."
Finally, you hit it. Like you hit it later. I was like, okay, that's it.
Yeah,
But no,
you said, Grant, you sound like a choir of Gregorian monks.
never said that.
What you said.
Okay, Graham. My number 6 is also Halo.
Okay.
Yep. So I'll keep that up. Yeah, Halo is classic. Great soundtracks for majority of the games, I would say. All right, Grant, you're number 5.
My number 5,
Number 5.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Damn. Look at you.
That's your number 5 too?
That's my number 5 too.
All right, well, we'll talk about it together. The most iconic. So Castlevania has some
Castlevania
of
in general.
has some of the most
Yeah.
legendary music for all their games. The most iconic song from Castlevania is called "Bloody Tears." That's the one. That's the one that made it into the anime.
Hmm.
Um, and of course that is in every Castlevania. That's the one with the pipe organ at the beginning, and it gets real fast and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, it makes that whole I don't know how to describe it, like the whole dark castle-y feel. Like I don't really don't know how to
it just makes sense in the
yeah.
setting.
Yeah, yeah, like because like,
Like
especially in Castlevania Symphony of the Night,
it
because like, when
feels
you go to
like
like yeah, yeah, but when you would go
Dracula
to
music,
yeah, yeah, well, like,
like
when you would go to different stages, like, when you went to, like, the cathedral, like, they had the different music like, the
yeah.
cathedral music for that, yeah, it just was perfect, man. It was really good.
But man, those old 16-bit, 8-bit
Yeah,
music, dude, those were
it
fantastic.
was good, man.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, mine was also Castlevania Symphony of Night, or just Castlevanias in general,
Yeah.
really. 1997, man. I can't believe that's
God, man. If we can go back I wish we can go back to 19
27 years ago this game came out.
we need a time machine. Life was so much better. No bills, no worries.
This game was shit back
I
then.
know, dude. This is when I can actually,
It
like, stay
still
up
is
all night and
good.
play it.
Yeah. All right. You're number 4, Grant.
My number 4 from Capcom, Mega Man 2.
Mega Man 2.
Mega Man 2, this right here, of course, everybody knows that first of all, from the beginning music, dun, 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 that one.
Yeah.
Um, and then you have like the stage music, but everybody's stage music had type music. But the most iconic music from this is Dr. Wily's stage. It's actually in our intro. That's how iconic it is.
Yep.
Mega Man 2.
Yep. Part of our intro music. It's
Yep.
fitting. All right, Grant. My number 4. Going with the OG, the classics, Super Mario Brothers.
Okay.
All of them. I mean, that's anyone hears a Super Mario tune, they know exactly what it is.
Yep. That's
You hear
true.
the tune, you know exactly what it is.
Yep.
So Super Mario Brothers, dude, is my number 4.
Okay.
Let me pull it out real quick. All right, Grant, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Super Mario Brothers. So just leave it up.
Bam.
Yes. So from the open, so this is the most iconic Nintendo song probably ever.
Yes.
I mean, anytime it doesn't matter.
It's the most iconic video game song.
Well, yes,
Just
exactly.
about.
But this is the
Yeah, it
dun
is.
dun 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 is the most. It doesn't matter if you know anybody who doesn't even play video games knows that song,
Yeah.
knows who it belongs to, regardless.
I would argue that it's one of the most iconic tunes in the
Exactly.
world, like
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, I agree with that. The thing about this is, um, so it's probably not. It's not the most iconic. It's the most iconic. Like if you were to say which one's the most
Yeah,
iconic, this would easily be number one. But it's not
easily.
the best. It's not the best front to back, but it's the most iconic. So
Yes,
that's my
it
number
is.
3.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with this. You can
Yeah,
put this anywhere.
yeah.
I'd agree with you. All right, Grant, we're starting to get into good stuff.
We probably have. I guarantee we have the same number 2 and 1.
You don't have one of mine.
Probably not.
No, you don't have one of mine because
Okay.
you didn't play this game. All right,
Okay.
anyway, but my number 3 is Chrono Trigger.
What an idiot.
Chrono Trigger by Mitsuda Uematsu and Matsueda. Dude, the timeless quality of this soundtrack is great. It's still one of the best soundtracks ever in the game. I love Chrono Trigger. And I hope when they eventually get around to do the HD 2D remaster,
It won't.
they will convert this over to the game and maybe, they'll probably update it a little bit. But this game and the music is iconic and still to date one of the best games ever made.
Correct.
And I think out of, I'd say, out of the classics, it has one of the best soundtracks.
Yep.
All right, Grant, you're number 2.
My number 2, Final Fantasy 7.
Final Fantasy 7.
The original Final Fantasy 7. And the only reason why I say that is because I haven't heard what they're going to do at the final battle of Sephiroth.
Mm-hmm.
Now that right there, that you can go ahead and leave that up because that's my number 1. So anyway, so So Final Fantasy VII, the music was great. It had all the music, everything is going. But when you got to that boss fight, when you got to that end fight, and that choir started singing, never heard anything like that before.
We'll get to that.
That is to me, first of all, that's my favorite boss fight theme out of every game.
Yep.
Um, but Final Fantasy VII, the whole soundtrack, front to back, fantastic.
You didn't give that justice, dude.
I'm
I'll take care of it when I get to
okay,
my.
okay,
I'll
okay,
take care of it.
okay.
I'll take care of it, Grant.
And I'll take care of your number 3 because you didn't
Yeah.
give it justice at all.
Oh yeah, I did. Because I'm gonna tell you right now what's better than that.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, my number 2,
Mm-hmm.
Grant, is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it has a fantastic
It is
soundtrack.
good. It is
It
good.
is one of the best game soundtracks ever,
That is good.
besides my number 1. But it has one of the best game soundtracks. When you walk into a village and you hear them playing at those guitars and stuff like that, or whatever they are, like it is so atmospheric. This entire game, all the music. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is still today not only one of the best games ever made, but it also has one of the best soundtracks ever made.
Yeah, it's good. It really is good.
Yeah. So let me pull that up real quick. Witcher 3. Golly, this game is just awesome. I hope the new one is good. I hope it is good, dude. I don't know how I feel about not playing as Geralt, but hopefully they'll do it justice.
It's like I told somebody, like, I don't like the fact that here's the thing is like they came out and they said the lore. Well, it's kind of changed. Like they said that women can't be witchers or they don't take to it well or whatever, you know. And then so that was their lore, right? So now they have a female witcher. They're going to try to loop her. They're going to. I mean, they have to. They're going to make loop. They're going to find all the loopholes they can to make it fit. So what they should have done. This is why I hate lore. I hate lore like that because if that gives you because now you have to make
Right.
bend your rules to make it fit what you're trying
Well,
to
they do it
do.
all the time in modern day IPs. Like
Exactly. That's what I'm
in
saying.
modern
Like,
day, your old IPs, but then when they come into modern day, they bend them for
yeah,
certain,
exactly. That's why I don't like it.
make those 1% of people happy.
Yeah. So the
But
thing is, what
they
they
did
should
it
have
with
done.
the Warhammer 40K in the 10th edition.
Yeah. So what they should have done is either not say that about women or
Yeah.
say women can be witchers. That's what they should have did.
What they're going to play at is Ciri's powers went away. She is not a normal, when
Yeah.
in their
Yeah.
universe, she is
Yeah.
not a normal female. She's basically a goddess, dude.
And you know what they'll
They're
do?
going they're going to play it together that, the reason she doesn't have her powers anymore due to the fact she did the trial of the grasses.
You know what's going to happen though, and they're going to be
And
like,
those
"Oh my
powers
god!"
went away when she did become a witcher. I'm
And they're
sure
going to be like,
it's something like that.
this, and they're going to say this. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, I know.
That's what that makes so much sense.
Yeah. But
And
she
they'll eat
isn't
it
like
up.
a normal female in that world. You
They'll
know what I
eat it
mean?
up.
Like she
They'll
is
eat it up. They'll
literally
agree
a
with them.
goddess, almost just about.
They'll be like, "Why didn't I think of that?"
Yeah. All right. Grant. All right. So that was my number 3. You did your number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just do your number 2?
No, you just did your number 2.
Did I just do my
This was
number
your
2?
number. This was your
This
number
was my
2.
number 2, right?
Speaking of number 2, your list is number 2. So
All right, Grant. What is your number 1?
my number 1 is Chrono Trigger.
Okay.
So let me brush this off as the Chrono Trigger extraordinaire over here. For the beginning that bell rings, the Lean's bell rings, the Millennium Fair music plays. Once your mother wakes you up,
Hear those
you get your
seagulls?
you get your little allowance money, your little 50 gil or whatever it is. You go to the fair, and that music hits. Fantastic. You get sucked into the portal. You get taken to 600 AD. Again, beautiful music. The forest. You're in the forest, and you go to the castle. Where it gets really good is where it gets that choir music when you go to the church.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite music from this, I got 2 of them. They're tied. Well, 3 actually. I'm sorry, I can't make up my mind. It's the City of Magic,
Okay.
Shala's theme,
Okay.
and the boss fight with Magus.
Yeah. You didn't like
That
that
is my favorite.
prehistoric rock?
No,
You didn't
I
like
hate
that?
I hate
You didn't like
that.
that beat?
That's the well, it's tight, but I'm saying that I just hate going back to that. That's like
You didn't like that?
no, it's just man, it's just that part's slag. Like if I wish that's my least favorite part of the game.
Yeah.
But I mean, But Magus's theme is probably my second favorite boss fight music. It's epic,
Yeah.
especially for the Super Nintendo. For the Super Nintendo,
Oh yeah.
that's the thing. That's the thing,
Oh yeah.
man. That's my number one.
That's your number one. Grant. That's a good number one. But it's not the best number one.
Oh, it could be.
It's not
It
the
could
best
be.
one. It's not the best number one.
It could be. Depends on who you ask. Like me,
Grant.
I'll let you cook. Go ahead.
Final Fantasy VII not only is the best game ever made. I'm talking about the OG.
Yeah, I
Talking
agree
about
with
the
that.
OG.
I agree with that.
It's not the best game. It's not only the best game ever made, but it revolutionized when it comes to symphony, that symphonic sound. You had it in 6, you had it in Chrono Trigger, of course, a little bit diluted, right? The 16-bit
Yeah,
music.
you did what you could with it.
But this was symphony. And after Final Fantasy came out, not only did everyone want to copy their CGIs, they wanted to copy their music and how they created epic music for almost every scene in this game.
Yeah,
Everything you did in this game, just walking around town, everything was just fantastic music. But let me tell you, Grant, when you fought Sephiroth at the end and that one winged angel came on and you never heard it before, dude,
never heard it.
that was just like hair raising. That music was hit so hard back then. And they had different versions of it as it came through in other games like Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But that
yeah,
original One Winged Angel, when you heard it for the first time ever, was fantastic.
it
And still
was.
today, one of the coolest songs to ever play in a boss fight
Yeah, it is. It really
ever.
is.
And then you drop down and you fight Sephiroth the last time, and Cloud gets to unload that Omni Slash on him
It's like the
and
only
just
time I ever got to use
beat
it was on.
his ass. Dude, that has to be the most satisfying ass whooping in video game history when you get to the end of Final Fantasy VII after all the things Sephiroth did, like kill Aerith and put your
Hmm.
team through all that shit. One of the most satisfying beatdowns is when you perform that Omni Slash on him at the end. When he jumps down into black and it's just him
Yeah.
and Sephiroth
Hmm.
one on one. Perfect. Now, when they come to the third game of this remake trilogy, they better do this game justice. They better do it justice because they got a lot to live up to on how they're going to end this version of the multiverse time, whatever, remake and rebirth, however they're going to do the third.
Are
But
they
let me
going
tell you,
to? Are they going to? You think they're going to take out a bunch of the like? They can't take out like Ruby Weapon and Emerald Weapon, can they? Like they're not
they'll have that in there. I'm sure they'll have it in
because
there.
that's a lot. That's a lot. They'll probably make it easy though. That's the thing. Because people like it's too
I don't know.
hard. It's too hard.
But see, all right, this third game coming out for their remake trilogy, they gotta close the loops for all the fanfare that has led up to this through decades since Final Fantasy VII originally released, the original version. What are they going to give the fans? All right, me personally, if this game does not end and show at the very end, like you beat the game and towards the end they show you those like what happens in the future, like say 10 years later how they ended the original Final Fantasy 7 when it shows Red 13 and
Yeah.
there's a grass covered Midgard, right?
Hmm.
For this game, if they do not end with my boy Cloud, like in the future, marrying Tifa and having kids, I'm upset, dude.
Yeah.
That's that you. That's it. Wasn't even worth to make a three
They're gonna mod it.
remakes.
They're gonna mod it and put
It
Aerith in
wasn't
there.
worth it. Let Aerith go with Zack, okay, or just keep her dead. Whatever you want to do, let her do her thing over there. But
They'll probably bring her back
Tifa
to
is
life.
that's Cloud's
They'll
girl.
bring her back to life just because she had too much
Yeah,
fanfare. That's what they'll do.
they just need to go with the Cloud and Tifa, dude. Let that ending go. Let them get married and have kids. That's how they should end the third one,
Yeah.
or at least one of the last cutscenes. After the credits.
You know that's not how it's gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Tifa will
Then
die.
they
She'll
should
be
have never
dead.
made three trilogies.
No.
They should have never brought it back. Why waste something like this when you can do a remake, dude? Why waste something like that?
That's all they needed. That's all we really
They need
needed
to
was a remake.
close the loop on Final Fantasy VII after this third remake comes out. After this third game, they need to close the loop and end it. We don't
I
need any
agree.
more. I mean, Final Fantasy VII really does need to end. They need to think of another great IP. Do you not agree?
No, oh no, yes, Yes. Like, how about Parasite Eve? Let's
I
work on that
love
next.
Cloud. I think he's one of the baddest characters in the world. Tifa, one of the greatest female characters of all time. But they need to close the loop on Final Fantasy VII and be done with it. And create a new IP with great characters that we could remember as the Final Fantasy VII for these younger crowd. You know what I mean?
Final Fantasy. They need
Create
to start
another
working.
fantastic IP. Stop
Final
being
Fantasy
lazy.
17. That's what we need. Let's go.
All right. All right, Grant. That's our top 10
That's it.
most iconic soundtracks.
I agree. Mine was better, but yours was okay.
Nope.
Yours was decent. Yours was decent.
Out of the two, Grant, I'm the gamer. The real gamer.
Yours was a little decent.
Mine was fantastic.
Yours was I would be like, yeah, that's cool. That's what I said. I said, meh. That's what I said.
All right. Grant,